Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Stitch, and welcome to my Draft Central, the home of the Charlotte Chandelures. So today we are going to be looking at the team that I drafted for the PDLP, or the Paradox Draft League Plateau. I'm totally not cheating by looking at the other screen. Nope. Totally knew exactly what that was. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting league. I just saw it popping around, and I'm like, you know what? I've never done a league with Terra where like you only select like the two like specific types. So I was like, why not? Let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, so this is how it is. We had 16 coaches. A couple I know, a lot that I don't, which is pretty cool. Always good to play against new people. And just in general, this looks very, very interesting. So, of course, the thumbnail spoils it a little bit, but we have plenty of other mons to look at. So let's go ahead and just get right on into it. So, bam, there is the team that we drafted here. So this is Season 1 of the PDLP. We picked up Chien-Pao, Iron Moth, Corviknight, Florges, Rillaboom, Gastrodon, Blue Gastrodon for life, Regidrago, which is our Terra Captain, Gallade, Dunsparce, Basculegion Female, and Diglett. That's right, so little Diglett. So, yeah, this is a very, very offensive team. I was pick number 3 in the draft, so picking up something like Chien-Pao was pretty common. Yeah, it was incredibly strong. I'm pretty sure that Chien-Pao was one of the Pokemon that could not Terra, understandably. You know, the mod is just broken enough as it is. I think it's fine to lock some of these overpowered stuff away from Terra. But yeah, so Chien-Pao, insane physical offense, and then we're getting to pair that right next to it with Iron Moth. Somehow, Iron Moth made it all the way down and all the way back up to me in a 16-person draft. So we have like one of the strongest physical attackers introduced in Generation 9, and then one of the strongest special attackers introduced in Generation 9, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is the first time I've gotten to use Iron Moth, but I've used Volcarona in the past to great success. So definitely looking forward to using this mon, and just in general. You know, good fire type, good grounded poison, always something important to have in a draft. So can't really hate on that. So even gets momentum, I believe. I'm pretty sure it gets U-turn as well. So speaking of the U-turn, though, we have a nice the premier bulky pivot steel in Corviknight. This Pokemon is still incredibly good. It hits decently hard as well. It can run like setup sets that a lot of people will be disrespecting and stuff like that. It just is a really strong, bulky pivot, and it does get Defogger. It's probably like the best Defogger in the game right now, just because there's so few of them. So yeah, that's pretty nice to have. So yeah, basically with just this much offense, I really wanted to focus on just bulky mons that can take hits and then pivot out go back out into the offense. And Florges kind of fits that role as well. So if you didn't know, Florges got Baton Pass. Of course, we're allowed to Dry Pass, as it's called, where we just can't pass substitutes or stats, but we can just use it as a pivoting move. So that's really cool. So this generation, Florges did pick up Baton Pass to add to its move pool. And just in general, just a really good fairy type, like very bulky. It gets Wish. Its physical defense is a little bit lacking, but that's why we have Corviknight, which is nice, and just always good to have just a very reliable, bulky Florges kind of fairy type on the team. So we're not going for like any budget fairies here. We want one of the premier ones in the league. So we did want Sylveon, but that didn't quite work out. So I will very happily settle for Florges for sure. So yeah, Florges overall, it doesn't have the best coverage, so it's kind of blanked by steals a little bit, but, you know, that's why we can just Baton Pass out. So and then we also got Rillaboom. Rillaboom is an amazing Pokemon still. It did lose Grassy Glide, but, you know, providing like grassy terrain support, healing, and, you know, earthquake nullification, I guess you can call it, for some of my mons, is just really, really strong. Rillaboom is just such a good Pokemon. It still hits hard as hell. And, you know, it's decently fast, has, you know, like, Trailblaze now to boost its speed, which is kind of cool. And just a good move pool. It still has Knock, which is nice. A lot of Pokemon lost Knockoff, so having a good, strong Knockoff user can be a decent Scarfer. It can, you know, go for, like, bulk up sets, or, like, Swords Dance sets with, like, Grassy Seed and stuff like that, which is really cool. It doesn't work as well because without Glide, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, next up, though, we got Gastrodon, which is, you know, kind of filling both of the roles of, like, a bulky water and a bulky ground. Gastrodon got spikes and rocks this generation, thank God. It doesn't have Toxic anymore, which is a little bit annoying, and of course it did lose Scald, like pretty much everything else. But it's still a really good Pokemon. It is very naturally bulky, hits decently hard as well. Yeah, so Storm Drain is just fantastic. You know, being a good ground type is fantastic. Only one weakness in the grass, which can be worked around it, because, you know, if you want to go for grass moves, I have a Corviknight and I have an Iron Moth that will take them. So there's that. So it doesn't even matter that we're boosting the damage with our own terrain. You know, we got things that can punish grass type moves being clicked. So next up, though, we got Regidrago, which is an insanely buffed Pokemon in this game. So a lot of Pokemon from Galar were kind of balanced, at least the legendary is balanced by, like, not having move pools. Well, they gave Regidrago a move pool, which is absolutely insane. And not only that, they gave it Terra, which let it just patch up even more problems in its move pool. So you do see that we are going with Terra Steel and Terra Water on our Regidrago. However, I am perfectly content with how this team looks. So I will be abusing my free agent transactions to change up my Terra types every week if I want to, up until week 5, which then I'm out of Terra transactions anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna abuse that. I don't care. So right now we're starting off the season with Terra Steel and Water, but you know, definitely look forward to that changing going forward for sure. So, but yeah, Drago's insane. It got Dragon Dance. It's got Earthquake now. It's got Earth Power if we want to run special. Of course, Dragon Maw is insane. They nerfed Aleki's ability to effectively a Life Orb boost. No, not ours. Not ours. Ours is still insane. So yeah, we have 1.5 times on dragon moves, where Lecky you were a little too good, man. You know, you just gotta be a little bit more humble, like Regidrago here. So Regidrago, very cool Pokemon. Very excited to use it, for sure. So it should be a lot of fun to use this bond. So, and then we got Gallade, another Pokemon, you know, really big buff this generation. It got Sharpness for an ability, and then like Sacred Sword, which is like a cutting fighting stab. So this thing just hits so freaking hard. Has Psycho Cut already, like Leaf Blade, Night Slash. So definitely a mon that can abuse that kind of stuff for sure. So it's just a really strong Pokemon, good scarfed Pokemon. Can set up with like agility, can do like bulk up Drain Punch kind of things as well. And yeah, just overall super happy to see Gallade here on this team. Fits like, it doesn't fit like the role that I usually like my fighting type fitting, you know, being like a good dark resist and stuff like that. But we have Corviknight, we got Florges, we got some stuff to manage those kind of things. And if at least it's on the special side, we got my boy Little Dunsparce. That's right, the third time back. Little Dunsparce is here, baby. Yeah, this is the third time I've drafted this freaking little man this generation, and I absolutely love it. It's so freaking awesome. This guy, it's just so good that they gave him Eviolite. It just makes me so happy, because like Dunsparce is never really that bad of a Pokemon, but now that they gave him Eviolite, like, he's just actually a legitimately good Pokemon. You got Rocks, you got Glare, you got freaking Coil shenanigans. You people do not disrespect Little Dun. He is insanely cool, and yeah, I'm super happy to have the little man back on here. Oh, also another bulky pivot. It gets Baton Pass. That's pretty cool. So yeah, next up though, we got Basculegion. We're only allowed to use the female form of Basculegion, so that's pretty cool. But it gives us another strong special attacker, which we could go with, special attacking Regidrago, but it really likes having that physical set for the Dragon Dance shenanigans. And we could go like offensive like Florges, but Basculegion just gives us like another really strong special attacker. It's not like the World Ender, but it still has adaptability. It still can run like Swift Swim, get boosted by boosted water moves that way as well. And it doesn't need last respects. At least this form. You got decently strong Shadow Ball, 100 base special attack with adaptability and Shadow Ball and Surf and stuff like that. That's gonna hit hard. This Pokemon still hits really hard, so yeah, and gives me a Ghost type. Always good to have like a Ghost type, be a nice little spin blocker. Another decent Scarfer. It doesn't get any like kind of pivoting, but it's very bulky, and it just hits hard as hell, and that's just super cool. So very happy to finally use a Basculegion. This is my first time actually using Basculegion, so that's pretty cool. So last but certainly not least, we have little Diglett. That's right. So we picked up Diglett. So Diglett was 1 point. We had 1 point left over, and for some godforsaken reason, somebody sniped Jump Pluff in like round 6 or 7. Yes, I was going to draft Jump Pluff because Jump Pluff is actually fantastic. Especially for a 1 point Pokemon. So, yeah, but we got Diglett. Diglett's pretty cool. He can trap things still. He's still got Arena Trap allowed. He can set up rocks. He can go for, like, Memento. He could even just do a decent amount of damage. Trapping with, with Diglett. I mean, there's a reason that got banned in some generations. It's not just Doug Trio. But yeah, Diglett's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. It's got decent speed as well. 95 isn't the best in the world, but it can certainly outspeed and deal with some certain things, for sure. But yeah, so that's pretty much about it. So, let me know down below what you think about this team. I'm pretty happy with it. I would like it more if there was a Jump Pluff on it, but we're not disrespecting Diglett. The Diglett's pretty cool. So I think that my cores are really strong. I have insane offense on this team, and that's really like the selling point. Like Jianpao, Iron Moth, they're just big fuck off freaking click button mons, and sometimes you just don't need to think. Yeah, especially my dumbass. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today, though, guys. Be sure to keep an eye out in future weeks where we're going to be uploading the PDLP. This is going to be going up. This league's going to be going up on Wednesdays. So yeah, be sure to keep an eye out for that. For now, though, like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. Love you all. Deuces.